Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 122. So before I dive into some of the business-related questions from the last vlog, I want to update you on two things. Last vlog, I told you about the elimination of a series that I started doing that I really liked, that I thought people really liked originally, and it's called the Alpha M Store Style Breakdown. Well, it started getting really bad views, and I'm like, well, if it's getting bad views, this means that people aren't liking it, and I'm going to kill the season. But something else happened. Basically, it started like a month ago. I noticed that my videos were getting, just as a whole, lower views. And what I do is whenever I publish a video, I look to see, okay, what is the trajectory? How many views is it getting the first minute, the first hour? And typically what would happen up until a month ago is you launch the video, boom, it spikes. And the first hour is like super high, like, 20, 30,000 views in that first hour. And what happens when you release a video, you publish it, it goes on to your YouTube channel as recent uploads, and then it gets filtered, and then it gets populated on the latest from Alpha M just across YouTube. And this is when it starts like getting in people's feeds and recommended and suggested and all that good stuff. Well, what's been happening over the course of the past month, I noticed it would go out to my subscribers, it would get some views, but then it would just crash. And I noticed just by accident, I went to my page and it wasn't there. And it took about, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes to show up as a recently uploaded video. And when I went to check the latest from Alpha M, it would be 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. It wasn't populating. And one of the things that I do know about YouTube is that, that immediate sort of surge is very important and very indicative of how well that video is going to do long term. Because it's using things like how quick people watch it, how many thumbs up, how many comments, how much engagement it has right away. And the trajectory is very important. Well, what's happening, because YouTube is trickling out, for whatever reason, your video in a different way than it normally does, your trajectory is stunted. And so you never get that bump, you never get that boost, you never get that surge of immediacy and response like you normally do. And what this says to YouTube, what I'm understanding, is that this video isn't really popular, people don't like it. And so YouTube then doesn't recommend or suggest the video like it normally would. Normally, when you look at the traffic source for my videos, the suggested video is pretty high. I'm talking 30, 40%. Recently, though, I wanted to show you what mine looks like. If you can see the bottom number, suggested videos, 0.9%. Browse feature, 80%. So that is definitely off. And so this is kind of the deal with the store style breakdown. I think they weren't the greatest videos in the world, but they weren't as bad as it looks like they were. And so I sort of have decided, okay, I'm going to kill the series for right now. But once YouTube sort of fixes what's going on, I may bring it back and test it again. So it's not totally done, but for now it is. Because I reached out to my manager. I've got a manager on YouTube that I have that I can contact if I've got an issue with my channel. And I noticed this, and I didn't know if it was just me or if it was a site-wide thing. And so I reached out. I said, hey, this is what's happening. My videos are being delayed in terms of where they're posting. And he responded, goes, yeah, this is a known bug that we're dealing with. And so the day after I got that message from him, I saw Phil DeFranco actually post something on one of his videos talking about some creators are experiencing the same thing, but not all creators, because there are some people like Jose, Antonio, it's not happening to them, because I go and I look, I get their subscribe notification and I go and check, it's not happening to everybody. And so that really sucks, because it has affected big time my views over the course of the past month. But what are you going to do? I still love you, YouTube. You're the greatest, but fix your stuff. Also, I need some help. Remember last week I teased hey, I got this new series I'm thinking about doing? Well, I did it. Today I filmed the first episode, and I need help coming up with a name. I posted a message on Instagram or a video on Instagram saying, yo, if you're in the Atlanta area or can get to the Atlanta area, we're filming on the 15th of March. I'm going to give you a $500 makeover, totally on me. Going to get a haircut, going to do this whole like makeover express makeover sort of thing. Well, I don't know what name to use or what name to do it. It's sort of like an Alpha M Project Lite, but I don't want it to be like Alpha M Project, like mini makeover. I want to leave Alpha M Project alone because that will come back at some point. It's just really expensive to film those episodes, and it takes like 3 days, where this took literally 6 hours for us to film. And this is something where, as long as they're local, I can crank these out, you know, 1 a month, 2 a month, 3 a month. I mean, whatever. If people like it, I'll do more. If people don't like it, I will kill this as well. I'll probably test like 2 or 3 episodes, but it's exciting, and it was a lot of fun, and the guy that I picked was great. And it was awesome. And so I need your help. What name would you give to this series? Down below, let me know. Because I honestly, like right now I'm thinking, you know, like Express Makeover something. I just, because it's fast, it's quick, I can't think of a name. So what do you like, guys? Down in the comments, if you can think of a title for my new series, that would be awesome. And so that's enough about YouTube. Let's talk about Tiege Hanley. Things are going great. Acne product, like we said in the last vlog, things are looking great. Packaging is off. We hired a new brand content manager. Her name is Cindy. She's going to be helping us develop different, you know, rewards programs and customer, you know, engagement and stuff like that. And really excited to have her. Kelly's known her for a little while. And so far so good. She's come on like 2 weeks ago, and things are going great. We've got somebody else that we're sort of talking about that we'll talk about later. But yeah, so we're still hiring. If you guys are interested in working for Tiege Hanley and you're amazing and a rock star, make sure to go check out the job openings. If you go to our website, there's a tab, I think at the bottom, tiege.com, and look if you're in the Chicago area. We'd love to have you. We are hiring, we're growing, and we need help, and we need help from amazing people. I think that's all I want to talk about with Tiege right now. Next week, more updates, but this week, your questions. First question from our boy Ben Skolovic. Sorry for butchering your name, brother. He says, if you don't have much capital to bootstrap a startup, do you think fundraising like on Kickstarter would be a good place to start? This is such a great question, and something that is awesome. And the answer is abso-freaking-lutely. You know, Kickstarter has changed the game in terms of, and all these crowdfunding platforms have really changed the game and have allowed startups and businesses to basically get funding for their idea through, you know, the community. If you've got a product and you've got a business idea that you think people would be into and that you could sell people or basically give people at a discount, I think Kickstarter is an amazing opportunity. One of the downsides to Kickstarter now versus back when it sort of started is the whole like getting lucky and having people find it and exploring and just stumbling upon it and having like a meteoric, you know, rise in success to your campaign is getting more challenging and more difficult. It's beginning to, not beginning, it's gotten to where you're having to pay a lot of times to be, you know, seen or to be funded, and it's getting expensive to have super successful campaigns. But it really depends on what you're making. It depends on how much money you're looking to raise. But there are other options as well. Like if you've got a solid business plan, if you've got, you know, a great strategy, there are other groups that you can search, like angel investment funds and other opportunities and places where you can go to raise money or capital. But Kickstarter crowdfunding, I think, is a great option, something to try. But you got to have a little bit of capital to set it up, like, because that's the thing. You need to have a pretty solid, you know, Kickstarter page and video, and the imagery needs to be pretty good. And I would say if you want to improve your chances, you definitely need to spend a little to make that as good as possible. But then you've also got to make sure that if you fund it, you can fulfill it, because that's something that is a nightmare in terms of PR if you raise money and you get it and then you don't deliver the product, or it takes too long. And also remember this, that Kickstarter, the platform, does take a pretty hefty percentage out of whatever you raise. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's around like 15% of total capital that you raise. Kickstarter, you've got to make sure that your goal is met in order to get the money. Like if you don't make the goal, you don't get the money. And so one thing that I would say is make the goal really obtainable and not like too like outlandish. Indiegogo, another platform that is a crowdsourcing, crowdfunding platform, is a little bit different in the sense that from what I remember, you actually get to keep the money you raised, but don't raise money if you can't fulfill the people's orders. That is that would be a PR, it would crush your business. And so great option, something to think about. Our next incredible question comes from Nick B. He says, actually I'll paraphrase, he wants to open a business. He wants to make and manufacture and sell cafe racer motorcycles. He doesn't want to do it right now, but in the future he will. He's got a name and a logo already designed, and he wants to know if he should trademark the name and logo now or wait, is it just a waste of money? And I would say do it now. It doesn't cost that much money, and it's sort of cool. And it also would really suck bad if somebody out of the blue, for whatever reason, sort of beat you to the punch. Do it now, my friend. Do it now. It's not that much money, and it's cool, man. Do it. And the other thing is like URLs, websites, grab those now as well, because you'd be amazed at how fast they go. All right, next business question. How would you go about hiring an accountant for your business? This comes from James Humphreys. How do you guys judge how much inventory you need to purchase, and how do you purchase at one time? Or how much do you purchase at one time? P.S. I think the new accounting system is going to rock. In terms of an accountant, this is tough. My accountants have always been people that have been referred to me. And I think I've in a vlog like a long time ago, I was upset at my accountant because he missed a big deduction or something that I could do just because he didn't know enough. My accountant owns a bunch of Liberty Tax services, right? And Liberty Tax is kind of like an H&R Block where, just people that typically have like a W-2 wage, you go in, they charge you X number of dollars, they file your taxes. It's pretty much like plug and play. My taxes, because I own multiple businesses, is anything but plug and play. And so he was referred. He does a few other people, actually a friend of mine who's in Rotary with him, I met with him and he's like, yeah, I'll do your taxes specifically. And so he was sort of taking me on as like, it's not just like a normal H&R Block client or Liberty Tax client. He was putting a lot more time, I was paying more, he was just a good accountant, or he still is. But when I was starting to have to pay like a lot of money in taxes, I was going to him very frustrated. I'm like, yo, I need help. What else can we do? What else can we do? How else can I save money? And he's like, you've exhausted all your options and this and that. Come to find out, he was wrong. He did not know enough because he hadn't dealt with enough people in my situation to know all the options out there. And so it was a very expensive learning experience for him and me as well. And so I would not recommend you go to somebody who's just a friend of a friend. What I would recommend you do, and so I kind of learned the lesson the hard way, what I would recommend, if you've got a business or you've got something that you do and you've got other people in your sort of industry or situation, I would ask them for a referral. Me, I don't know many business owners other than my friends who are influencers at the time of when I got my guy. But I'm sort of with him now. He's very creative, and I feel like he's good now, and he took the hard lesson and is continually trying to educate himself and look for other options for me. But you are going to be a different situation. So get a referral from somebody in a similar situation who they really like. Tiege Hanley, that's a whole nother animal. It's a whole nother, firm. It's a bigger firm. It's not just like one guy, and it's hard though. I mean, a good accountant it might be worth talking to, a few of them and bringing them your taxes and your situation and even paying them for their time just to look and review and give you an idea. I've taken my taxes since I learned this hard lesson to other accountants to see if there was, if my accountant missed anything. And at this point, I'm pretty much tapped. But I highly recommend going and finding somebody who's amazing. Because one more thing, even though a higher quality, higher level accountant is going to cost you a little bit more, the amount they save you is like, it's going to make up for the extra fee that they charge like tenfold. And so spend the money on somebody good. You might also need like a tax attorney if you're making like big bucks to help you plan. Once you start making money, there are definitely people that you need to talk to that can help you, because just going on TurboTax and trying to do your thing, not a good option. In terms of inventory, that's a whole huge topic that we've covered in multiple different videos, and there's a lot of nuance that goes into it, demand, supply, and all that good stuff, and you just got to kind of watch some of the old vlogs. Next question is from Zenek Kowalski, something like that. Sorry, Zenek. I'm sorry, bad with names. Business-related question. How do you know if someone will make a good business partner, reliable and an honest one? It can be difficult, especially with a person that you know for a short time, but even long-term friends can surprise you in a negative way. You're freaking no kidding. That's a tough one. Business partners are one of the hardest things, and something that is one of the most critical decisions that you're going to make with starting a business. I have had some incredible business partners. Rob and Kelly, the chemist, amazing. I've had some other business partners, not as amazing. Definitely not as amazing. I will also say this, that business partnerships a lot of times are more difficult to get out of cleanly than marriages. And you got to think of it like that. You are entering into a legal binding partnership. And so if things go south, if you don't do a background check, that's something I would highly recommend. Do background checks. But at the end of the day, you're never going to know 100%. And so you do have to trust your gut. If you get any red flags, don't do it. Not even don't do it. Because this person is like your work wife. It's somebody that you're going to spend time with. It's somebody that you are going to, share in the highs, the lows. And if you don't trust them 100%, it's a horrible situation to go in or to get into. And so business partners, that is not a decision to be taken lightly, and you need to think it through before you jump. A lot of people are upset about the store style breakdown. Like I said, if YouTube fixes their stuff and the way that it recommends and drives people to videos, I'm open to trying it again. But you have to also think of it from an advertiser perspective. If I've got a sponsor for one of these videos and it does bad in views, the sponsor is upset. And so, luckily for me, I've got incredible sponsors. I only work with sponsors that I believe in and that believe in me. And so even if I have like one bad video, they'll let me make it up. Kind of like, all right, try again, buddy. And so, but when a video is getting, 125, 130,000 views, and it never really grows past that, when all my other videos, typically will grow to 300, 400, some of them 500, a million, it's really tough to sell them on something that's not working. And so, that's the other issue. So I really need YouTube to pull it together. Plus for me, when I do a video and it gets bad views, it sucks. It sucks. I can't even tell you how bad it hurts emotionally when I put out a piece of content that I think is really good, that I've worked my ass off to create, and people don't view it. It's hard, right? It sucks. It sucks really bad. Because you want every video to be amazing. You want every video to do 1 million views, but you just gotta, you gotta just take the good with the bad, but it's been a lot of bad lately, and some of the videos I know have sucked, but some of the videos have been good and have gotten sucky views. And that's the other thing. I know my audience at this point pretty well, and I know what topics, what titles, what videos historically do really well, and some of those aren't doing well and not getting that push or that ever, like, it's just dying. And so, I don't know. The good news is it's not just me. The bad news is they haven't fixed it yet. But, you know, whatever. We move on and we persevere and we keep trying to kick ass. And that's about where I'm going to leave it. Guys, you're incredible. If you've got any business related question in the comments, let me know. Please start it with, in bold letters, business related question, because that is an easy way for me to sort of go through and filter. Also, the name of my new series, it's like a mini express makeover. What is the name? I need your help. Gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Tiege Hanley is amazing, but not as amazing as you. Gentlemen, we love you more than our double monkstrap shoes. And I'll see you next week.